Hello, this is part two of me playing the US metro areas map. Probably part two of many. I really like this map. Thank you to AJ011 on YouTube. He's a fellow YouTuber. I really like his videos, so check those out. Also check out his maps on Geoguessr. This one I really like because I love playing America and I love playing Metro America. Now, this one isn't, particularly urban. It includes a lot of suburban and rural routes because we are talking about the 384 biggest United States metropolitan statistical areas. I am feeling a challenge again today, so I am going to go no moving on this metro areas map, and let's see how we do. I'll be taking you through my thinking, my strategy, and my analysis as we look at these locations. Challenging location to start. Gravelly, kind of non-yard there. Interesting. Low bungalow style houses. New York plate. Wow. I don't know what I expected to see, but I'm not sure I expected to see a New York plate. That's for sure. Where could we be in New York? There's another New York plate, so I'm tempted to think that that is indeed where we are. That plate very, very nondescript. I'm not sure what's happening there. Where could we be in New York? These kind of low bungalows? It's making me think Long Island. We're on this kind of weird little dead-end street. South-north. Since we're no moving, we are not going to be able to pick up very many clues. I guess one question I have is, does this look kind of beachy? Could we be like near Long Island? I don't know. Could we be out in like Buffalo or Rochester suburbs somewhere? Possible, possible. I think the architecture would be looking a little bit different. This to me just looks so like all American. This house is so generic. These houses up and down this street here. I mean, this isn't a white picket fence, but it might as well be. It's a fence. Very suburban. Big mix of deciduous trees, evergreens. Where could we be in New York? Could we be upstate? Like less upstate? Albany? Schenectady? I suppose so. Not really sure like what those parts of the state really look like. But I don't know why. Those bungalows there, those are really, really giving me a Long Island vibe. Like, yeah, right around here, Massapequa, something like that. We would have some like dead north-south roads. Would we have some roads with like dead ends around here? Yeah, for sure. I just gotta think we're somewhere on Long Island. I guess the question is like how far out? Don't think we're out here as far as like Sayville, Mastic, the Hamptons, although there's really nothing to indicate against that. Would Patchogue look like this? Blue Point, places like that? Probably, yeah. I don't know why, though. That house is just telling me Massapequa. Should we go Massapequa? See how close we get. Okay, farther out. We were in Patchogue. Um, but I like that as a no-moving New York region guess. I was getting some Long Island vibes. Maybe we should have hedged a little bit. Like, I was as far out as Patchogue. I was thinking we probably weren't out that way. Maybe I should have hedged. Maybe I should have gone like Islip, West Islip. That would have gotten me a little better score. Maybe Massapequa would be looking a little bit more urban. Houses closer together than out here in Patchogue, North Patchogue. Okay, well we were in North Patchogue round one, but Long Island, I'm gonna take it. Pretty good New York region, guys. Not typically great at New York, TBH, so Thank you, thank you, thank you, Santa Barbara Business College. I think I would have started going California, though. Like looking down this wide road, for some reason, this very wide road just screams Southern California to me. I don't know why their roads have to be so wide. And it's like 2 lanes, too. It's like not, there's no reason, right, for this road to be so wide. Why? It's not a 4-lane road. Why is a 2-lane road this wide? For some reason, there's like a bunch of roads around LAX like this. If you go around some LA neighborhoods like Westchester and around there, for some reason the roads are just humongous. And it's just like for no reason. This kind of architecture, really California-ish. This just looks like a 70s stucco kind of office building that apparently turned into Santa Barbara Business College. This kind of terracotta colored bi-level apartment buildings I feel are just super California. These tall spindly pine tree or palm trees and these fatter ones too coexisting. California. Can you see the kind of white plate with the script red at the top to Dead Giveaway California? Front plates everywhere, again supporting good old Cali. This card's probably illegal. He doesn't have a front plate. It's this kind of wide abandoned lot that, well, excuse me, that makes me, go away from Southern California. How far up the coast is Santa Barbara? It's not all that far, right, from LA. It looks like Santa Barbara is already getting some, unfortunately, like some unhoused populations living here. You see these kind of RVs, and sometimes they even look abandoned. I've heard them in Portland called war rigs, because they're really big and they're from the 70s and 80s, and I've read that they're sometimes even rented out to unhoused people, and a lot of the unhoused population of the West Coast are, I think, starting to kind of live, at least the ones that are perhaps a bit even more fortunate and don't live on the street. I feel like they're sometimes living in these like RVs, places like LA, Orange County, Portland, Seattle. Where would Santa Barbara Business College be? I mean, one would really, really think that we'd have to be probably somewhere like in the city of Santa Barbara. And Santa Barbara College Hospital. Now, one thing that I'm wondering is we're on an east-west road. It's almost exactly east-west, and a number of the streets here in Santa Barbara do not seem like they're going east-west. They really don't. Now, State Street is going east-west. Hollister Avenue through Santa Barbara. Some of these other roads are going east-west up in this part. I'm not sure if I want to. See, we don't have a road name. We just know that we're somewhere near Santa Barbara Business College on a very wide east-west road. Could we be up here on State Street? Doesn't look like anywhere on State Street has a big vacant lot there. We could be on another road, like maybe something like this. Sunset. But see what I mean? Down here, closer to the city of Santa Barbara, all the roads are going on like a diagonal grid system. Very few are just bang east-west like this. Could we be in, is it Goleta? That's out towards Santa Barbara Airport, so maybe Goleta, California, is that how you say it? I'd appreciate it if anybody's watching, if you know exactly how to say that. A lot of times, if it's in places I've never lived, spent a lot of time in California, but sometimes I just don't know how to pronounce them. Tropicana Gardens. Could we be down more towards Isla Vista? UCSB? University? Santa Barbara Business College. I think we might just want to hedge. I think we could be somewhere around here. I don't think we're on this Hollister Avenue, though. Where would the business college be? I haven't seen the business college yet. Modoc Road. Tell you, I'm just gonna hedge. We could very, very easily be on this like La Colina, something like that. Let's go there. 51 miles away. Santa Maria. Okay, so we were in Santa Maria, California, and that says that that's now SJVC Santa Maria. Yeah, I mean, that said Santa Barbara Business College, right? Is that Santa Barbara County? I don't think a guess in West Santa Barbara was too bad. We were pretty close. Not sure how I would have known, really, that that was Santa Maria instead. Okay, now where are we? Somewhere a little mountainous. Somewhere Jacob Street. Somewhere's, yeah, looking a little mountainous. Wow, wow. What are we looking at in terms of trees? Mostly deciduous, getting very hilly to our west. I tell you, just looking straight ahead, my first instinct and my first thought is that is a Pittsburgh house. Just how hilly it is. The blue street signs would make me think somewhere Pittsburgh area. This house is I'm sorry, it's very dilapidated in front of us. It has like what looked like at one time a nice kind of awning there. At one time that might have looked like a nice house. At this house we're looking southeast south. This house would very much be at home in South Hills in Pittsburgh. It really would. Anywhere along where the light rail goes in Pittsburgh, I think, would be a good shot. 109.5. Pittsburgh would be this hilly. It also would have a lot of cars that would lack front plates. What's making me concerned is this car way in the distance up that hill seems to have a front plate. We're not going to be able to even get a license plate here, huh? Looking this way, I can tell you there are parts of like Portland and Seattle that kind of look like this, only they would be way, way more coniferous. They really would be. The houses would look different too. I mean, it would have this kind of like rolling landscape, mountainous landscape. I gotta say, with these mountains, here we're looking northeast. With these mountains, with these streets, everything's kind of cracked. We get these gravel or concrete driveways going into these houses that are like, they're kind of two-story, but they're not two-story because they're sunk into the side of a hill. They're really like one-story houses, like this one here, only you like drive into these attached garages on the bottom. That car's backed in, so if this were Pittsburgh, I just wouldn't be able to get anything off of that plate. But the fact that we are so hilly, and these houses are so Pittsburgh, they really are. So then we'd be looking east through what's kind of a valley. Kind of a valley. Blue street signs like this, though, just really, I can see Jacob Street, but I can't see anything else. Was it a mistake to play this not moving? All of these seeds that I played on this map and all of these rounds have just been tough. They have been tough, no moving. I just get kind of like the barest inkling of clues. This guy is walking like a... I guess I can't say it's a mean-looking dog. I shouldn't judge a dog just from its posterior like that, right? But look, we can kind of see down towards this road. The elevation changes are so dramatic. They really are. The houses are so, like, samey looking, too. Like, they're so uniform. That makes me think of Pittsburgh, or, like, especially South Pittsburgh. I honestly think even somewhere like Cannonsburg would look like this. Cannonsburg might be like a good shot here, although it's not a very good hedge. I don't think Pittsburgh MSA goes as far south as Washington. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But I do think it might go down here towards like California, Charleroi, places like that. And all of these little cities along the Monongahela would look like this. Monessen, Charleroi, Monongahela. For some reason, Elizabeth, PA was jumping to mind here. Although, again, I could just be way off. I get sucked down these rabbit holes because I get this, like, very strong vibe of places I've been. And since we have 4 minutes left, maybe it's like, maybe I need to rethink this. Where else could this landscape and this mix of vegetation be, along with these incredibly steep streets and these houses that look, I'm sorry, pretty poor, pretty low income. This house, I mean, it looks like there might have been a house here that's now just gone. I mean, some of these houses aren't looking too bad, but where else could we be? Well, I mean, I guess we could be somewhere in West Virginia. West Virginia does look like this. We could be in a smaller West Virginia city. Somewhere like Charleston, Huntington, Clarksburg, maybe Parkersburg. All of those places would look like this. They really would. Jacob Street. Could we be... I'm just going to rethink for a minute. I'm really thinking Central Appalachians, though. Do Charleston, West Virginia street signs look like this? I think they do. I really do. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. See, down here in like Hurricane, St. Albans, Charleston, up here into Clarksburg, Fairmont, Morgantown, and look like we're getting up into Pennsylvania. What about somewhere like Wheeling? Jacob Street and Wheeling. For some reason, that sounds vaguely familiar. We'd be this hilly. This is downtown Wheeling, but could we be somewhere out? Ooh, 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 ooh. Jacob Street, Jacob Street. Am I on to something? Did I know moving? Did I get Wheeling, West Virginia new moving? Let's ponder. Okay, so we're going east-west. Generally, Jacob Street looks like it's going northeast. It actually kind of looks like it's going northwest to me, if I'm being real honest with myself. South Wheeling, though, man, everything matches up. How did I get Wheeling, West Virginia? if that's indeed where we are. So we'd be looking right at the Ohio. And it looks like across the way we might be looking at like Bel Air, West Virginia, or could this be like Benwood, McMecken? Yeah, yeah, it could. Jacob Street, though, I feel like that is big of a too big of a coincidence to let go. All of this says Wheeling to me. I mean, it certainly says Pittsburgh, so Wheeling is like a little mini Pittsburgh. It's where they made a bunch of nails. There's a big nail factory there. And headed west. See, I wouldn't expect to be going up the hill headed west from Jacob. I really wouldn't. I think we're probably in maybe like a different place. Maybe more like here. How far does Jacob Street go in Wheeling? It goes all the way up here. It goes all the way up here. I don't think we're downtown, so that would make sense. I feel like we're South Wheeling. Okay, well, we were in South Pittsburgh. We were exactly where I was talking about. We were exactly where I was talking about before. Yeah, those were totally Pittsburgh street signs. Where were we? We were in South Hills, Pittsburgh. We were right there by the T, right where I was telling you in the very like first minute of that drop. Yeah, there's Jacob Street. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Should have gone Pittsburgh. But hey, 4561, notice Wheeling is real close. I just saw that north-south Jacob Street and thought I had it, but yeah, really like the landscape wasn't correct. It really wasn't correct, but everything else about it was correct. So I would call that a successful region guess. I really would. South Pittsburgh versus Wheeling, I mean, they're gonna look super, super similar. Where is round four going to take us? Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. Crap. I don't want to be on a beach. I don't want to be on a random ass beach. Okay, what beach? So it's going southeast, southeast. Water to the east. Ocean to the due east. So we're going like north-northwest. This is going to be a crummy score, no moving. It really is. Okay, so we're going northwest. North. I mean, my first thought here is somewhere like Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Just really looks like that. I've been to the beach in Hilton Head a lot, and there is just stuff like this all over. I think it would be a little flatter. I think that like going down to the beach, like would be a little bit more gradual. It would be a little bit more sandy. Also, the direction's wrong. Hilton Head goes like this, so it would be going way more. The beach would be going way more like northeast to southwest. This is flipped around. This is going northwest to southeast, but I gotta feel like we're somewhere around there. We're somewhere around there, but like all of the low country beaches in South Carolina are, yeah, way more like northeast, southwest. Way more so. What if we were down here, Tybee Island? That's more north, but it's still kind of northeast, southwest. This is going pretty distinctly southeast, the beach. South-southeast. So Tybee would be like, it would be like turned a little bit. I don't think it's Tybee. What about St. Simons? We also have to think that we're in an MSA. So is St. Simons Island, Sea Island, Georgia? See, they go the same direction as Hilton Head. I mean, almost the exact same direction of Hilton Head. So I'd expect us to be Florida. For up here, Amelia Island, Fernandina Beach, that's going to be still more distinctly northeast. How about more towards Jacksonville? Ponte Vedra? Sawgrass? Yeah, this would be more the area I would expect. Jacksonville beaches. I'm not sure what these beaches would look like, though. AB, Atlanta Beach, NB. I know they kind of like abbreviate them. JB, Jacksonville Beach. Am I just making that up? Don't know much about Jacksonville. Haven't spent a lot of time there. This just looks so low country to me, though, in the vegetation, in the foliage, in the beach. If this was just pointed, if this was a little bit more built up, if it was it was pointed, angled slightly differently, I'd be tempted to go Hilton Head or to like Tybee Island here. But look way off in the distance. This is something I did not notice. It's built up. Wow. Like it's pretty heavily built up. Now, is that somewhere like Fort Lauderdale built up? Probably not. Probably not. Could we be down here though? Somewhere like Delray? Delray? Still, yeah, more built up. More built up. Could we be somewhere like south of Fort Lauderdale? And we're like here, and we just can't see. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's no possibility this is Puerto Rico, right? I mean, yeah, no possibility. I've played some practice rounds in this map, and I tell you, he included, I think, 8 Puerto Rico metro areas, and this isn't Puerto Rico, though. Because it would have to be east side. It would have to be like somewhere like Fajardo, and it just doesn't look like that. It looks to all the world to me like see, all of this goes south, like northeast, all northeast. Here we're starting to get more northwest. We would have to be, I think, somewhere Juno Beach or north in Florida. What could we be looking at, though, that would be like, pretty built up areas to the northeast? I don't think Stewart would look like that. Would Vero Beach look like that? We're going northwest. I have a feeling we're just going to have to hedge. I think I'm going to have to pick either south of Jacksonville or south of Orlando. Cocoa, Melbourne, Palm Bay. Look at what the A1A does there, though. It's going to go like, there's not much beach in between the one and there. Like, we'd have to be somewhere like there. Jupiter. Or like North Palm Beach. Or down there. Do I want to go down there? Or do I want to go closer to Jacksonville? Let me think for just one more minute. It's no moving on a beach is just ridiculously rough. I've never really seen anything like these taps right there. That would lead me away from low country and more towards like, hey, we might be even down here on like St. Augustine, somewhere around there. It's got to be somewhere where the beach is going northwest, vaguely northwest, mostly north. So that would lead, see, that looks too northwest. St. Augustine. But remember, we are in U.S. metro areas. Should I hedge closer to Jacksonville? Is Melbourne? I feel like Melbourne's got to be a metro area. But see, the A1A is too far down there. All right, I'm going to go either Jupiter or up like towards Atlantic Beach in Jacksonville. Shall we hedge in the middle? Shall we hedge somewhere more like Ormond by the sea? Or Palm Coast? Or, ooh, could it be Flagler? Nah. Nah. Could be up like in this region, though. Palm Coast. That looks interesting. That looks interesting. I don't think we would go that far north. I'm going to go metro areas. We'll go around Sawgrass. Okay. Was farther down towards Melbourne. So, yeah, I went too far. I should have hedged in the middle. Even Daytona would have been better, but I mean, for that round, I don't think that that's too bad, to be perfectly honest. I really don't. I want to look. Yeah, that was going a bit more northwest than I might have expected. Melbourne. Okay. Hey, right state, right coast. I'm happy. Wonder how much information we could have maybe gained by guessing there. Who knows? Front plates. Barston. Okay. Oh man, more challenge. Okay, that to me, very New England. I gotta look up some architecture styles. I gotta look up what a Cape Cod looks like because I don't know if that's a Cape Cod or not, but it kind of looks like one. Low ranch gray kind of house, shingly. Red um, lettering there on the plate. Dead end, guarding or harding. Largely deciduous trees here, largely deciduous. Front plates just everywhere, 317 West Plain Street? Plum Street? Hard to tell. Barston. Does it look like we're going to get very, very little information here on round 5? I'm afraid that it does. I'm bad at Massachusetts. I'll say it. And I think that that's where we are, unfortunately. Bad at Massachusetts plates. Although I think that's what we're looking at. I really do. The fact that we have all front plates would support this. I know that there are some kind of like Illinois plates that look like this, but I just don't think we're anywhere near Illinois. I know somebody would know this. I hate calling it meta because it's just information, but I know somebody would know this poll, and they'd be like, "Bro, that's an Ipswich poll, or that's a Rhode Island poll." Because Rhode Island, I'm thinking, is a possibility here. I don't remember what Rhode Island plates look like, to be perfectly honest. These are not Connecticut plates, I'll tell you that right away. Could we be somewhere like New Hampshire or Maine? Yeah. Yep. And I feel like that would be the biggest danger or blunder here. Why do I feel like that plate is nowhere in New England and I'm just fooling myself? I feel like just general vibes are New England. So many mature trees, so many like really tall ones. Everything kind of looks old. That even looks really old, that pole. That very much looks like a New England house. A New England yard. Where would these street signs appear in New England? Barston. The fact that we're going southeast, I mean, that's a tiny little clue, but I also feel like no road in New England is straight. Like straight north-south or straight east-west. They're all like wiggly, curvy. Front plates everywhere. Now, could this be anywhere in the Midwest? It couldn't be Michigan with all the front plates. They're not Wisconsin plates. They're not Minnesota ones. I'd expect it to be a northern state, not Ohio plates, that's for sure. We're not seeing anything Pennsylvania. Could we be more mid-Atlantic? I think we could, but I also don't think these are Virginia or Maryland plates, and neither one of those states have front plates. Not New York. I'd see at least something yellow. The Connecticut plates, those blue and white ones that plague me. Not seeing those. Could this be just like something totally different? It's not coniferous enough to be anywhere else. The trees are way too deciduous. Have these giant, like mature oak trees. Think about how much it costs this poor homeowner to take care of this like just gigantic tree that's been there for centuries probably. Now here's a nice pine tree, but again, pretty big. Doesn't strike me as anything that would point me away from, say, like Boston area. Why do we never get a good view at what road we're on, what road we're actually on? I think this is Massachusetts somewhere, just the plates are leading me that way. I suppose it could be Providence. Providence likes to get me. It really does. Plus, I'm not really entirely sure what Rhode Island plates look like, or if I could recognize them. Of course, we have no area code or anything. Do I want to hedge like maybe outside of Boston, maybe like Dedham, going towards Providence, Braintree? I could really see this being like way South Boston suburb. I think Salem would look a little bit more like, I think it would look even more New Englandy than this. I mean, I know that's not like helping you envision what I'm saying, but it would be like Salem looks more like Boston. Could it be like Billerica? Anybody from, well, I think it's Billerica. Am I saying it right? Billerica? Nutting Lake? Should I say we're in Nutting Lake just for the grins? Just for the lols? I mean, it's as good a guess as any. Because think about how many MSAs there are in Mass. I mean, we could be going Lowell. We could be out here in Worcester. We could be in Worcester. We could be in South Attleboro. That would be more Providence suburbs. But it'd be plausible. South Attleboro? I mean, this is a road that's going southeast, right? Reed Street? West Street? Let me look at the soil. Nothing about this says the South or the Mid-Atlantic to me. These kind of cobblestone-y walls. We gotta be in New England, or we gotta be in Mass. So let's region guess Mass off of no information, shall we? Good hedge is Boston. Boston suburbs. Stoughton. That's a good hedge, kind of in between Boston and, I know we're not there, but kind of a good hedge in between Boston and Providence. Not really a good hedge if we're thinking about like Lowell or Worcester, though. Needham? Is that a better hedge? Wellesley? Gonna be out towards Babson College. Waltham. Is Waltham a good hedge? I think so. Ah, see, we should have gone farther down. Needham or Dedham. Stoughton would have been better. Yeah, Stoughton would have been better. I would have been way closer. So I don't know why I was maybe like itching to get towards Providence, but I'm happy with that. We knew we were probably like outer Boston. Just had to hedge somewhere. Probably Waltham was a bit too urban. Maybe I should have went a bit, maybe like Wellesley would have been a better guess, but I think I've done pretty well here again. 22,285. It's not all that bad for no moving. Not all that bad at all. We really didn't get anything close. It was all sort of just hedging. Yeah. So we were near, okay, guess one on Long Island. I'm pretty happy with that. I went Massapequa, but it was North Patchogue. Gotta remember, I'm no moving, and like, I don't think any of these rounds had much information at all. Then, round two, thought we were in Santa Barbara. We were actually in Santa Maria. I really don't feel bad about that one, because we were right outside Santa Barbara Business College. I made the best educated guess I possibly could. I feel kind of bad about this one because this is like more my region, my home region. I just found a Jacob Street in Wheeling, got excited, but Wheeling was not a bad hedge here, I don't think. It really wasn't. Would have been similar, way similar vibes to Pittsburgh. We would have been in a valley. So, can't feel too bad about that. Then four, that was my worst hedge, my worst guess. Yeah, we were about halfway down Florida. I thought we might have been closer to North Florida. I saw that like built up area in the north, and I guess I was looking at, say, Harbor Beach and Satellite Beach, maybe Cocoa Beach even, maybe Port Canaveral even. So just steered myself a little bit wrong in Florida. And then finally, not bad outside Boston. Again, didn't have much to go off of. Man, should have gone Stoughton. But hey, second guessing ourselves gets us nowhere in Geoguessr. And thank you, AJ011, for this map. I am going to keep playing it. I am going to keep playing it no moving. And I'm going to keep recording until I get that 25K. So thank you for the map, and thank you everybody for watching.